You have a dog, or you want one, or you at least think they are fine. But thousands of years ago, that dog was a wolf, and that wolf would have eaten you without a second thought and gone about its day completely unbothered. So how did we get here? How did something that wanted to kill us end up sleeping at the foot of our bed waiting for belly rubs? The answer is one of the strangest stories in human history, and it did not just give us pets. It gave us civilization. It gave us empires. It gave us food. It gave us survival itself. 5 animals, ranked by how badly the world falls apart without them. Number 5, the cat. Quick clarification, humans did not domesticate cats. What actually happened is cats looked at human civilization and decided it was convenient. Grain stores meant rats. Rats meant easy food. Cats moved in. Nobody asked. Nobody approved it. The cats that were slightly less terrified of humans ate better, had more kittens. Thousands of years of that loop, and here we are. 600 million cats living inside human homes, acting like the mortgage is in their name. They do not fetch. They do not herd. They knock things off shelves and stare at corners at 3 a.m., and we adore them. The cat found a cheat code and has been running it ever since. Number 4, the goat. The animal that gets no respect and deserved all of it. Thousands of years ago, humans in the mountains of modern Iran got tired of chasing their food and decided to keep some nearby. They chose the Bezoar ibex. Wild, horned, aggressive. But they picked the calmest ones, bred them, did it again. Eventually, the modern goat existed. What you got from it was everything. Milk, meat, wool, leather, bone tools. A one-stop shop for survival that fit in your yard. Before this, food was something you hunted, something that could kill you back. The goat just stood there every morning. That shift from chasing food to owning food is one of the most important things that ever happened. The goat eats garbage, thrives where nothing else survives, and over 1 billion of them are alive right now, still feeding enormous portions of the world, still getting skipped in every conversation about important animals. Number 3, the horse. For most of human existence, the world was enormous. Getting anywhere took forever. Then humans in Central Asia got on a horse and the world shrank. Armies that used to grind slowly now arrived before anyone was ready. Messages crossed regions in days instead of weeks. Taming it was not gentle. A wild horse is 500 kilograms of pure panic response with strong opinions delivered at high velocity. But they kept at it. Meat first, then milk, then bridle, then saddle, then chariot, then everything. The Mongols built the largest land empire in history, and the horse was the entire strategy. The speed itself was the weapon. Alexander the Great named a city after his horse. A whole city. That is how much horses mattered. Number 2, the cow. The animal you picture right now, slow, calm, standing in a field, is not the animal ancient humans domesticated. The aurochs stood 6 feet at the shoulder, horns 2 meters wide, over 1,000 kilograms. Julius Caesar personally wrote about how dangerous they were, and Caesar was not a man who scared easily. Humans domesticated it anyway, selecting the least aggressive animals across hundreds of generations. But the beef was not the point. The ox was the point. One ox pulling a plow could do the work of 10 humans. It needed hay. That was the entire negotiation. Fields got bigger, surplus appeared, and surplus meant some people did not have to farm. They could build, govern, think, write. That is where cities came from. Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, ancient China, all built on the back of that animal, and cattle changed human biology. Most mammals stopped digesting milk after infancy. Populations that lived alongside cattle for thousands of years developed the ability to process milk into adulthood. A 2022 study in Nature found this trait spread fastest during famine, when milk meant the difference between surviving and not. Number 1, the dog. And before you say obviously, here is the actual story. Some wolves, the ones with the least fear response around humans, started drifting toward camps, not attacking, just existing nearby, eating whatever was left over. Humans noticed these wolves were doing something useful. They reacted to threats before humans could detect them. They tracked animals by smell alone. They covered the hours of darkness when human senses were at their worst, so humans fed them on purpose. The wolves that were calmer around people survived better, bred more. Generation after generation, this produced an animal that had never existed before. Not a wolf that tolerated humans, something new, built without anyone planning it, specifically to exist alongside us. But here's the part that changes the story. Dogs did not just guard camps. They changed the way humans slept. In 2020, sleep researcher David Sampson at the University of Toronto Toronto, published work showing that humans who feel secure in their environment spend significantly more time in REM sleep, the phase critical for memory consolidation and creative problem solving. A group sleeping with an animal that growls at the first sign of danger sleeps deeper. Deeper sleep means sharper minds. Sharper minds mean better tools, better coordination, better decisions. A 2017 Mayo Clinic study found that people who slept with a dog in their room had measurably better sleep efficiency. The sense of a living presence reduced nighttime vigilance. The brain let go in a way it does not when you are truly alone. For ancient humans, this was not a small advantage. It was compounding. Every night of deeper sleep produced a slightly more capable group the next day. Over hundreds of generations, a community that slept with dogs at the perimeter was not just safer, it was cognitively sharper. The dog did not just watch the dark, it gave the human brain permission to do its most important work undisturbed. What makes dogs completely unlike every other animal on this list is not their usefulness, it is their comprehension. A dog follows a pointing finger. You point at something across a room, and a dog looks at the thing you are pointing at. A chimpanzee looks at your finger. Dogs understand the gesture without being taught. From the first weeks of life, dogs read human emotional expression. They track tone. They detect stress chemistry in sweat before the person has consciously noticed they are anxious. Nothing else does this. The dog was there before the farm, before the city, before the written word, before everything else on this list existed. It was there when we had nothing, and it stayed anyway.